Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. Today we got the ECW pay-per-view DVD collection. This will only be the WWE ECW pay-per-view collection. Not the, original ECW, but the stuff that occurred during the, original brand split. If you have not yet checked out my Raw and SmackDown pay-per-view collection videos, make sure you go check those out, guys. Before we get started, though, I did forget a couple, so first up, TLC 2017 was a Raw pay-per-view. I forgot that one. And I did the video twice after forgetting one. So this was supposed to be our whole Shield reunion. We had a big 5-on-3 main event. Awesome match between Finn Balor and AJ Styles. Also, Asuka made her WWE debut versus Emma. As well, I also forgot one for SmackDown, which is Clash of Champions 2017. This would be the final, singular pay-per-view release for SmackDown. Again, they didn't really advertise SmackDown on the cover or on the spine, or even the disc art for that matter. But we do actually get a SmackDown Topps card, which, if that means anything, I guess, no. But the TLC did have a Raw pay-per-view card. So, again, Clash of Champions 2017, not really the best show overall, but so we had Owens and Zayn fight for their jobs in a match against Orton and Nakamura. I believe we also had AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal. Remember, AJ Styles won the title right before Survivor Series, and he's been on a roll ever since then. I believe he might be the only guy to win the title in the UK on a SmackDown, I believe, which is really, really cool. These past 6-8 months as champ, he's definitely been champ for the last 8 months. So, kudos to AJ Styles, putting on a hell of a show. Let's get on to the ECW stuff, guys, because I know a lot of my subscribers really, really love the original ECW. Maybe not so much WWE ECW. And WWE just really dropped the ball with this one. Again, I really wasn't watching at the time, so it's hard for me to give an honest review of it. But looking back, it really wasn't what it should have been. Once WWE took the reins of it and Paul Heyman was released or fired or walked out or whatever happened, they definitely dropped the ball. And that platinum or silver ECW championship, that was an abomination of a title. I hated that championship. Let's get into this, guys, with One Night Stand 2005. With the rise and fall of ECW DVD doing so well, Rob Van Dam went to Vince and said, "Hey, man, you ever thought of doing like a one-off show?" And, here we were brought ECW One Night Stand. No mention of WWE on the cover or anything, except on the DVD release, like the home video logo. So, really, really cool. The classic ECW logo again. And on the date there, we got thumbtacks. So, this is like one of the best pay-per-views ever they put together. You shot of the disc art. Really, really nice disc art. It reminds me of, some of the original stuff. But I'll just brush through these quickly. So we have Lance Storm versus Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis. We have a three-way dance, Super Crazy, Tajiri, and Little Guido. We had Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit. I enjoyed that match. I know Eddie Guerrero had a fit during the match and kind of just, threw it out the window. Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman versus Bubba Ray and Devon. And then we had an awesome promo from Paul Heyman. An awesome promo from Rob Van Dam. We had Al Snow with Head, Don Marie, Sabu, Balls Mahoney. A lot of the ECW originals on this pay-per-view. And then this is the famous incident where JBL shot on Blue Meanie, busted him wide open. I'm not sure what the whole story is behind that, but JBL was a bit of a dickhead back then, and he definitely let his actions speak for him. I bet JBL would get punked out these days, but who knows? Who didn't Joey Styles punk out JBL? Let's move on to 2006 One Night Stand. One of my favorite pay-per-views. 2005 is a classic, but 2006, very, very memorable show. We have RVD and John Cena, and now we see the WWE influence on this. So in 2006, WWE wanted to give ECW 2 pay-per-views a year. ECW would now launch its own brand, and so on and so forth. We would see the ECW title come back. So in this copy, we actually have an insert. We have a bonus disc, Barely Legal in 97, which is really, really cool. They included that. I wish they would do more of this with Clash of Champions. Why couldn't they release, an old school episode of Clash of Champions, or when they would do Great American Bash? I know they put a match as an extra, but why not put the full pay-per-view of WCW Great American Bash? That's something, nitpicking, but really, really cool special feature. Let's run down the matches quick. My copy does not have the bonus insert. Wish it did. Maybe I'll try to buy that one day, but who knows. So we have Taz versus Jerry Lawler, Randy Orton versus Kurt Angle, FBI versus Super Crazy and Tajiri. JBL addresses the crowd once again. I wasn't really a fan of that during the 05 show with the Raw and SmackDown guys invading the show. Rey Mysterio versus Sabu. I'm a bit disappointed with that match. It's supposed to be ECW, and they kind of just let it become a no contest. We had a mixed extreme tag team match. Foley, Edge, and Lita versus Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, and Beulah McGillicuddy. Balls Mahoney versus Masato Tanaka. Also forgot to mention Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka on 05. It's not even on the listing. John Cena and RVD history package. Eugene addressing the crowd, which would be interrupted by Sandman. And then we have the WWE title match, John Cena versus Mr. Pay-Per-View, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, who would be cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase, contract, whatever you want to call it now. This is an awesome match, guys. The whole thing with, the crowd throwing Cena's shirt back at him and all that. Then we have a few extras here with a battle royal, post-show fan comments, and we have the opening segment of the premiere episode of ECW on Sci-Fi. It does only have a 3-hour runtime. I think that's probably wrong because it is a pretty much 2 pay-per-views on one. And then let's get to December to Dismember. Again, I wasn't watching at the time, so it's hard to be critical of it, but a lot of people consider this to be one of the worst pay-per-views of all time, if not the worst. And this might be the reason why Paul Heyman, was fired or walked out or whatever during this time. Because the next night on Raw, or the next night, he was gone. So we had an extreme Elimination Chamber match for the ECW World Title. CM Punk, Test, Sabu, Big Show, Bobby Lashley, and Rob Van Dam. I really like the logo and all that. It's something different. I like the cover too quite a bit. But, this is one of those pay-per-views that just didn't deliver. So, got our back there. They only advertised 2 matches. Again, 3-hour runtime. So, getting to the matches, we have one night only, the Hardys versus Eminem. We have RVD comments on the Chamber match. Balls Mahoney versus Matt Striker. We got a Brian Pillman DVD promo. Elijah Burke and Sylvester Turkey versus the FBI. Tommy Dreamer versus Davari. Mike Knox and Kelly Kelly versus Kevin Thorne and Ariel. I really like those two as a combo. Kevin Thorne, I believe he was it Mordecai earlier? Or Heidenreich? It was one or the other. I really can't remember. And that's pretty much it. Besides our Extreme Elimination Chamber match for the ECW title. We also have post-chamber interviews with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men. Then a rematch for the ECW title, Bobby Lashley versus The Big Show. You be the judge. Is ECW December to Dismember the worst pay-per-view of all time? Also, one thing with the logo there, it's actually a razor blade. I never really noticed that. So, let me know your thoughts on the ECW pay-per-views, guys. Take some time and subscribe. We'll talk to you later. Peace.